Hi everybody, this is Pat in the paper closet. Today we're going to be working on what I call unique or special pockets. They're not the typical square or side tuck type pockets. Now these were images, I think I got them from Scrapbooking with Me. I could be wrong, I'll check it, and if I'm wrong I'll put the name of whoever I got them from in the description box. But these are a Friday freebie. They're very cute little kids. I thought they'd make a cute little corner tuck. So I've taken the image that I printed on copy paper and I cut it out, I fussy cut, and then I backed it with cardstock. So I'm just going to trim around the cardstock that I added on the back. And that way it's much sturdier. The copy paper would have just probably folded up as we put something in the pocket. So I'm just going to cut these off. Trim around them. Now I don't do any fancy fussy cutting. Just try to get as close as I can. That's it. I should have cut these out before, but I wanted to show you they're glued onto cardstock. I used liquid glue, my usual Elmer's. And of course it's going to take me a while to fussy cut this head out. But bear with me. I'm just going to do a little jaggedy edge here around this pom-pom. Weather's been sunny. Not too warm, but sunny. Finally. After all the rainy days we had, I think we had 11 straight cloudy, dark, gloomy days. And the sun has finally come out. So that's nice. Even though it's not too warm, it's nice to see the house lit up with sunshine. What else can I tell you? My granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, she enlisted in the Army Reserves. She left for boot camp last Monday. She gave me a surprise call on Sunday. She's doing well. She'll be there for 9 weeks. And then she goes for 4 months of training. And I miss her. But this is something she's wanted to do for a long time. And now she's doing it. We're all very proud of her. And what else? I have a granddaughter that's also in Boston University. She's in her 2nd year. Doing very well. She's so smart. Very proud of her also. She always does her best, no matter what. Okay, I'm cutting around the second one. I got involved talking, I forgot what I was doing. Now you don't have to be perfect on fussy cutting. I certainly am not. If you're one who likes to ink around the edges, that would save you. But I don't ink around everything. Journals that I make are not vintage, not grungy. They're just plain papers that I color myself, papers I design and print myself, sometimes kits that I purchase, very rarely. This journal we're working on, Cozy Winter Days, happens to be one of the collections I saw that I really liked. So I did purchase that one. It was an 8-page collection. I think, well, you've seen it in the beginning when I was making the book itself. Okay, so these would be the little 2 side tucks. So like I said, I printed them on copy paper and I backed them with cardstock to make them sturdier. And I used my white glue, my Elmer's glue, which always makes things dry harder. So they're very strong. By putting them in a corner of the page, they'll be able to tuck things behind them without ripping the image. I think that'll look cute in our book. So we have 2 of those. Now these pockets, you've seen this pocket before. I made a whole journal on this one. It was the blue plaid journal, which I really loved. That's a nice one. I like that one. But this was a pocket. One of my husband's shirts. You all know he passed away in 2020. This was one of his favorite shirts. This was a flannel, Sherpa-lined flannel shirt. So I had taken a picture of the pocket. And that's what this is. And then I was able to take the same pocket and put this image on it. And then I added this blue paper, which came from my tags. The tags had the same background. So I put the flap on there in the blue, I don't know what you would call it, some sort of background. And on here there's a button. So after I put this in the book, no, before I put it in the book, I'm going to put glossy accents on the button. And I'm going to do some faux stitching around the edges. So it will look more like this one. Well, this one I don't have glossy accents on it yet either, but we'll have the stitching. I'm going to go over this stitching with a white pen. I usually use a white jelly roll pen. But these we're going to back also on cardstock. So they're a little bit sturdier because they're printed on copy paper. I think I'll do this one first. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back. On the back of the whole thing, not just around the edges. I'm going to cover the whole thing. Not too much glue because it is copy paper. We don't want to saturate it. It'll all wrinkle up and pucker up. But just enough so it'll harden. Covering the whole thing. That should be enough. And I'm going to place it down on this piece of cardstock. This old cards that I had, greeting cards. Blank greeting cards I had purchased a long time ago. They were large 5x7 cards, which I really don't make large cards anymore. I do the smaller ones, 5.5 by 4.25. So I'm using up these cards. So that's going to back that. Just want to press that down well. Make sure I don't have any clumps of glue in the middle. And the edges are glued down. And then I'm going to cut that out. And that will be backed. I'm using my bigger scissors. Try that out. Yeah, it's pretty good. Cutting around the original design. Now, one of these days I'm going to be able to show you how to design your own pockets and things. I'm still working on learning how to use, now I'm learning GIMP. I was learning Inkscape, I think it's called. Then I realized that one, you can only save your images as SVGs, which are good for a cutting machine, but not for putting into your graphics program to change them. So now I'm trying to learn GIMP. The tools are about the same, it's just that they're all in a different spot from the original program that I use. And the program that I use is no longer available. Okay, so this one's gonna harden. When the glue dries, it'll be harder, like this one. And it'll be much sturdier. We can use this one as a pocket. Let's see if I have something we could tuck in there. Here's one of my memory tags. That will fit in there. When we glue it down, we're gonna glue down the edges. And then it will fit in the pocket. These are the memory tags that I made. There's a video on these on my site. It's listed right here. This whole thing opens up. You can use all this for journaling, small photos. You got both sides, this side and this side. This was the food coloring colored paper that I made. So we'll be using something like that in this pocket, inside our journal. So we're just going to put this one aside and let that one dry. Now I'm going to do this one. Same thing, it's the same. My old 5x7 cards. I'm going to glue this onto here. And my white glue. Cover the whole back. And you could leave it as just as the copy paper and not back it, but it wouldn't be very sturdy. I think it would rip. You try to put things in it. So I like to back it with this. Okay, that's plenty of glue. Press it down onto this corner of the cardstock. Making sure I've got the whole thing so I cut it out. Press it down good. Wipe up any excess glue that comes out. You don't want it all over the place. You'll have glue all over your scissor. So I just wipe it up. Make sure everything's pressed down well. Give it a few minutes to dry. Not a few minutes, a few seconds. Now I'm going to cut this out. First I'm going to give it a smaller cut. Not to hold this big piece of paper in front of you. And I'm going to trim this off. Close to the edge as you can get. Cutting around the pocket. I don't know why, but for me, fussy cutting is easier with the large scissor as compared to the smaller one. You can see better where I'm cutting with this one. So whichever scissor works best for you. Some people like small, some people like big. Let's see if I can trim that a little bit more. Okay. So there's that one. That one's backed. Nice and sturdy. It won't tear. Make sure your glue is spread all around. And let it dry. So we have two of these. And then we have these two that are going to be side tucks. go in the corners, and then a journal card or journaling paper will go right behind it. And these will be regular pockets on the page. Here's another little side tuck. Could go on this side of a page. And you could tuck something behind there, and it would hold, and it won't rip. We'll glue two sides of it down up to sort of his head, so that there is a pocket there. And that's how I make the special little pockets. You can do this with any image you like. Just cut something out, back it with cardstock, let it dry, trim it, and you're good. Okay, so off camera, I'm going to do the glossy accents on these buttons. And I'm also going to do some faux stitching around these two pockets. I think this one I'll do a darker color. This one I'll do with the white around the pocket. And when they come back, we'll put them in our book, along with a few other pockets and side tucks that we have. We'll be getting close to filling up our book. That is this book. This is the one we're working on right now. Cozy Winter Days. And I see I lost my screen, so I can't tell if I'm still recording. I hope I am. But these are the pockets we added to the last video. This one, a little sweater made out of the wired ribbon. And a little side tuck. So we're not going to fill it in too much. I want this to be more photos and journaling. So I hope you like this video. Hope you try making some of your special little pockets. Feel cute in your book. And I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and leave me a little comment below. That'll help me get more views. And hit the subscribe button and the bell. And the little menu says all. Click on all. And you'll be notified when the next video is up. Okay, thank you for coming. See you soon. Bye.